We all believe that when we sleep, we're free from the dangers that surround us. When we close our eyes, our body submits to the world of dreams. Our senses slowly shut down and everything around us loses form and meaning. In that state, nothing can harm us. Or maybe it can? Far from the safety we feel in the dream world, reality is extremely painful. When we sleep, we're still vulnerable, and it's the best time for creepy things to cause lethal damage to our bodies without us even being able to notice it. If you want to know what these mysterious and deadly threats are, you'd better get ready to join us and learn about the dangers that await you every night when you lay your head on your pillow. Number 7. Sudden cardiac arrest. You've probably already seen the first of the great sleep killers in hundreds of movies and soap operas. It's cardiac arrest, also known as SCA, and occurs when the heart notes begin to deteriorate and prevent the proper functioning of what is considered the most important organ of the body. This way, the heart begins to stop, although the process is much more terrifying than it seems. Basically, people who suffer this type of cardiac arrest never know it's going to happen. They have no symptoms beforehand, and in more than half of the cases, it occurs during sleep. Slowly, the blood flow that goes directly to the brain is reduced until the effect produces the death of the victim without them being able to even notice it. Number 6. Central sleep apnea. Science has shown that sleep is one of the most efficient systems used by the brain to repair cells and other components of the human body. Sleep deprivation causes adverse health effects almost immediately, but sleep is not without its dangers. One of the greatest fears suffered by those who know about central sleep apnea is precisely not being able to wake up. According to the analysis, this disorder causes a serious problem with the oxygenation of the blood and breathing of the sufferer. While the brain tries to send electrical signals to the brainstem that controls breathing, the body is in a state of unconsciousness. At that instant, if the apnea is severe enough, the person quickly begins to experience problems with the oxygen in the body, as they produce less than what their body needs for normal functioning. Thus, within a few hours, the brain is unable to awaken the body's muscles and a lethal scenario quickly ensues. Number 5. Nocturnal death syndrome. Another of the most chilling things that can kill you during the night has been given numerous names since the first case was reported in 1977 in Human, Southwest Asia. Its reputation has turned into a terrifying syndrome, and some of the most disturbing texts about its silent kiss of death survive on the internet. It's known as unexplained nocturnal death syndrome in Asia. In the Philippines, they call it bangungot. In Hawaii, the sleeping sickness. And in Thailand, it's called Lai Tai, which means to sleep and die. No matter what name is given to it, the result is always the same: instant death. So far, it's unknown how this syndrome works and how it manages to cause such a clean and immediate death. In recent years, it has attacked healthy young people and adults who suddenly died in their sleep without any explanation. Scientists are still trying to explain how this strange syndrome attacks, but so far there are only theories and hypotheses, nothing more than that. Number 4. Enterovirus D68. You may not know it, but the next case of death during sleep can become a virus as lethal as Ebola in the United States. Its name is enterovirus D68. And although it was first detected in California in the year 1962, there has been a significant increase in the number of patients suffering it since 2014. Some scientists seem alarmed at this fact and have begun to wonder if this trend will continue in the coming years. The main fear of EVD68 is that most people don't show symptoms and those who do only have a mild respiratory illness, something that is not enough to detect that the patient has this mysterious enterovirus. However, its way of attacking the human body is really deadly and efficient, as it causes severe respiratory problems, characterized by a sharp, wheezing, and strong infections that lead to muscle weaknesses, inflammation of the spinal cord, and difficulties in the oxygenation of the blood. The most terrifying thing about this strange condition is that most patients never manage to receive proper treatment in time and often die in their beds, while enjoying a sleep that, in theory, would have helped them feel better. Number 3. Dry drowning. It's extremely strange to find the word drowning and dry in the same sentence, right? How is it possible for someone to drown without any water involved? It's curious, but very possible. In fact, hospitals and specialists seem to be impressed with this type of condition, and they have tried to reveal some measures to contain it over the years, although there's still no really effective one. Dry drowning begins, as we all imagine, in water. It can be on a beach, in a swimming pool, or even drinking a jug of water. In the process of receiving the waves of the liquid, a drop or a few millimeters of water go on the wrong way and, when going down the throat, is diverted into the breathing passages that connect with the lung. At this point, the real problem begins. The process usually goes unnoticed and doesn't even cause symptoms. However, this stagnant water in our lungs begins to generate a slight deterioration that increases until it turns into respiratory problems in a matter of days. The victim never knows what's happening until it's too late. Since while sleeping, breathing becomes heavier and more dependent on the brain, and, due to the deterioration of the lungs, dry drowning occurs, which is nothing more than asphyxia that deprives the victim of oxygen until it kills them. Number 2. The widower's heart attack. There are many types of heart attacks. By doing a simple search, you can find a quick list that shows the different ailments, their characteristics, and forms. But none can compare with the one we'll tell you about. The widower's heart attack is a silent killer. It doesn't warn. It doesn't even allow its victim to wake up because of some ailment or because they feel that life is slipping away from them. No one escapes it, and that makes it one of the deadliest heart attacks that can occur. It usually begins when the left main artery becomes blocked. The blockage is absolute and deadly if not attended immediately. Thus, the heart attack strikes fast, destroying the heart muscles and preventing the heart from pumping blood to the rest of the body, immediately resulting in a quick, silent, and unnoticed death. Number 1. Obstructive sleep apnea. It's time to talk about one of the biggest night killers, the true catalyst of all the syndromes and ailments mentioned above. It is obstructive sleep apnea, a disorder that breaks into its victims in a subtle way, but produces a series of harmful activities in the body that unleashes all kinds of possibilities and risks. This type of apnea generates an obstruction that directly blocks the airway. Immediately, this absence of oxygen affects the muscles of the throat, uvula, tongue tissues, palate, and tonsils, causing further obstructions and preventing the victim from finding possibilities to breathe. More than 22 million Americans are believed to suffer from sleep apnea, but 80% of the cases go undiagnosed. Doctors call it the true silent killer, and it is known to be one of the main stimulators of heart attacks, stroke, and heart failure, as it provides the perfect setting for these conditions to manifest in humans. Few manage to escape in time from the clutches of sleep apnea. Its lethality is absolute, and no one wishes to encounter this nocturnal killer under any circumstances. However, the night is full of horrors, and these syndromes and ailments aren't the only ones that haunt people when they are asleep. In fact, if you're willing to know what may be going on around when you sleep, You'd better join us in the following videos and get ready to learn some chilling truths.